A new poll from ukactive has revealed that the national lockdown has become a national sit-down, with 42% of adults admitting they're sitting for at least 14 hours longer a week. All right, let's get more on this. We're joined by ukactive's Chief Executive, Huw Edwards, who joins us now. Huw, very good morning to you. Last week, a coalition of various bodies, charities, athletes, celebrities, etc., wrote to the Prime Minister to urge greater support for fitness and leisure facilities. So what are you hoping he's going to announce today?
Morning, Mike. Well, this is a very important coalition announcing and writing to the Prime Minister to reinforce the importance of gyms, pools and leisure centres as essential services in society. So we're hoping for fairness in the announcement by the Prime Minister today. We went into this third lockdown outside of the tier system, and we also had statements from the government in early January at the start of the third lockdown saying that gyms and sports indoor facilities would be given a priority as and when the sectors start to relax. And so we are confident and hopeful that the government will be consistent with its statement previously.
So we're expecting there to be a gradual loosening of the reins today from the Prime Minister. Just how important is that?
It's hugely important, Mike. This has been a brutal period for gyms, pools and leisure centres, especially the third lockdown. The last year, when we get to sort of the 23rd of March, the sector would have been closed for 2/3 of that year. The sector is losing revenue of £90 million a week, and this is having a massive impact on the survival of the sector. Furthermore, we know that this is having a massive impact on the physical, mental and social well-being of the nation, a massive drop in physical activity levels across the country. And the polling that you referred to earlier is reinforcing that, with a greater level of sedentary behaviour as people are in lockdown, with a loss of motivation to exercise. And so it's really important that we get these facilities open as quickly as we can to provide the renewal and the support for people's physical and mental well-being.
Just to explain why motivation is lower.
Well, especially in this third lockdown, Mike, which has happened at the heart of winter, there's probably been a major drop in activity levels because people's options are really restricted. We know on the uptake from across the fitness sector that there's a huge uptake in January, February and March in terms of people's interest and membership in joining gyms and leisure centres, and because of the restrictions and options outside. And so this has particularly been challenging in this period, especially during the winter months. And so it's really important that we are able to reconnect people's enthusiasm and desire to be active, because it has such an impact on people's physical and social well-being.
Yeah, massively. So when things do open up again and we get to normal, whatever normal is, will people go back to what they were doing before, or will some people not exercise anymore and struggle as a result?
Well, it's a really good point, Mike, and we're expecting to go from this survival phase into recovery phase. The government needs to work very closely, and no doubt it will work very closely with our sector in incentivising and encouraging people to get back to activity because of the profound benefits it has on people's physical and mental well-being. And so there's a great deal of work. We know from our own polling that there's a great desire from the millions of people who utilise our facilities, that there's a great desire to return. But we need to work with government on a programme of interventions, campaigns, tax and regulation support as well, in order to really encourage people back into activity, because not only have we had this crisis with COVID, we have a major public health crisis around inactivity, which we need to address as a society as well.
Huw Edwards, Chief Exec of ukactive. Great pleasure to speak to you this morning. Thank you. Huw Edwards there. Now, Max Homer won a dramatic playoff against Tony Finau at the